Next night, football fans have expressed their anger that Saturday's match at Sheffield Wednesday was not stopped after a man had a medical episode in the stands and sadly later died. The West Brom fan had been named as Mark Townsend. Our reporter Mark Ansell is live outside Hillsborough Stadium for us tonight. Mark, tell us what happened.
Well, Amy, 26,000 fans were here at Hillsborough on Saturday afternoon for the early kick-off between Sheffield Wednesday and West Bromwich Albion. Partway through the first half, a supporter in the away end had a medical emergency in the stands and sadly later died. He's been named as 57-year-old Mark Townsend. Now, a West Brom fan who says he helped deliver first aid to Mark Townsend has raised concerns about the Leppings Lane end where the away fans were. He's told the BBC that CPR chest compressions could be delivered, but there was no room to do the immediate mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and there was limited space to get the stretcher down to the concourse. Now, some fans have questioned the amount of time it took for Mark Townsend to be treated, and also why the game wasn't stopped. Now, BBC Radio Sheffield sports editor Rob Staten was at the match on Saturday commentating, and he's been telling us what he saw.
You could see the vast majority of the West Brom fans in the Leppings Lane end waving, trying to get the referee's attention to stop the game because there was a medical emergency. This went on for quite a long period of time. There were players on the pitch trying to get the referee's attention to say, look, there's something going off in Leppings Lane. The referee spoke to those players, and then the game continued. Eventually, we saw the medical staff go up to Leppings Lane and go and give some assistance to the gentleman who was having the medical emergency, but the game carried on.
Rob, were you surprised that the match wasn't stopped?
I was surprised because I was at a game in April between Rotherham and Birmingham, and the game was stopped. A gentleman received CPR and actually survived after going to hospital, and that game stopped for about half an hour. So my expectation was that the same thing was going to happen, that the game would stop, the medical team would go to Leppings Lane, but it carried on. I've since spoken to the EFL, they've shown me what the guidance is to match officials in that situation, and the guidance does say that in that instance, because of the public sort of witnessing this and privacy, and because the media would be covering it, that the advice is that in most situations that the game should continue.
Sheffield Wednesday and West Brom have said they'll be working together to try to establish and investigate the circumstancing of the man's death. Now, meanwhile, a man has been charged following social media posts which appeared to mock the death of the West Brom fan and also make reference to the Hillsborough disaster of 1989, which led to the deaths of 97 Liverpool fans. 55-year-old Richard Crisp from Hillsborough has been released on bail and is due to appear before Sheffield Magistrates Court next month. Back to you, Amy.
Mark, thank you.